Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on The Flash Season 7, as well as just the rest of DC TV as a whole. So of course we wrapped up almost all of the recent seasons of DC TV on the CW, with Supergirl and Batwoman coming to an end over the past week or so, and with Legends of Tomorrow heading into its final month roughly of episodes of its 5th season. Of course, we do have Stargirl, which just started, but yeah, so it's just started, so it isn't really in the same conversation. That'll be going for the next 3 months roughly. But even though the seasons have or are towards ending, there was actually a lot of information to come out about the upcoming seasons thanks to the Upfronts from the CW, which would usually be held in person on stage in New York with a nice presentation, with some of the cast and crew and just minds behind certain shows, you know, talking about the shows, giving us information, all that. And also some of them, the new shows would bring us trailers for the pilot episodes, get us excited for them. But of course, hashtag Corona time is impacting more and more as we go forward, and that was one of the casualties, I guess you could say. But one thing that people were curious about, and in some cases fairly worried about, was the length of the shows for next season in regards to episode numbers. Were we going to get a full season, or were we going to get down to like 13 or 16? Now, of course, we knew that we would not be returning to the shows until January 2021. That was revealed at the Upfronts. That's mainly due to a late start to filming, and even though it was said that they could have met the October date if things went their way, they would have been relying on other factors, with the main one being the restrictions or regulations in place for filming for the rest of this year, at least, just for the rest of the year, where it seems episodes could take an extra 20 to 25% longer to film, and that information isn't even out there. Like, that's in like the primitive stages. They won't know until they're pretty much about to go into filming what's actually going on. So to guesstimate, in May to 5 months in the future, a lot's going to change, and you could, trip up and make a massive error, and then all of a sudden you don't have episodes and you don't have any shows to film, put in that place at all. Like, usually episodes would take around 7 to 8 days to produce, so with the restrictions coming in, it could go up to around 10 days or so, which is fine for one episode. But when you add that onto each episode, meeting that October date with the already late start, it would be pretty difficult. So leaving it until January just gives them the extra time and the safety net, and just a backup, I guess you could say. But Mark Pedowitz, who is the president of the CW, did talk about the productions for next season, and Deadline did write an article around it, which gives us some more information and insight, which I think is pretty interesting and, well, insightful. So we will go over that as well as some extras afterwards. But of course, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions in the comment section down below. Are you happy with a full season? Would you want a shorter one? Honestly, I think if episodes didn't get cut off, I think we might actually be getting shorter seasons. But because this season got cut off, I think that's the main reason they're going for a full season. But yeah, let me know all of your various opinions in the comment section down below in regards to what we go over. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, just want to show your support, want to drop a like on it. It takes 2 seconds. But as always, the article will be linked in the description down below, but I'm only going to go over about half of it roughly, because a lot of it is like either information we've already gone over, or it's just like sort of filler for the article, so it's not really worth going over. But here we go. The CW became the first US network to set a return to normal date when fresh seasons of new and returning series will get on the air. On what would have been the day of its upfront presentation in New York, the network announced that it will launch its 2020 to 2021 season in January, while airing a lineup of acquired scripted series and alternative programming, as well as the conclusion of Supernatural in the fall, which is, starting October. The CW will start its new season in January 2021, when we will launch our regular primetime schedule, the CW president Mark Pedowitz said at the top of the network's press call today. The late start of the season will not impact the size of the orders, with series still producing seasons of lengths in line of what they typically do, from 13 to 22 episodes, depending on the show. That will stretch the season to July or August, with a May mid-season, making for a very short summer break until the CW's 2021-22 season starts in October as usual. The final episodes from some CW shows' current seasons, which could not be filmed because of the pandemic, will be shot and included in their next seasons, Pedowitz said. The network also is planning a smaller version of its traditional Arrowverse crossover to air in late Q1, early Q2 2021. That is all if there is not further major production disruption from the coronavirus pandemic this fall or next year. While we take an optimistic view at the moment, Pedowitz acknowledged the CW also continues to look at acquisitions of English language scripted series and is in discussions on multiple projects as a contingency in case Hollywood production does not resume by fall. Now, in regards to the production of by fall, because these shows film in Vancouver, at least most of them, they're pretty much going to get underway. I think the Vancouver, like the British Columbia province or government there, has pretty much said they're going to be able to get back to filming in fall. It just matters around when. Like, it's going to be September, or are we heading in more to October? It seems September is when they're going to start filming, but it could be October, but that still gives them enough time to come back. Now, the fact that the CW is aiming for full seasons doesn't surprise me too much, even though I wouldn't have been surprised by a shorter season either, as I said, because just of timing and stuff, but because of, you know, them losing episodes last season, it doesn't really surprise me too much that they give them a full season just to add them on. And the main reason that them going for the full season makes sense is, well, they are taking a pretty big L in 2020. Like, pretty much most businesses would be taking a big L outside of streaming services. But a lot of these, you know, where they need to produce the new stuff, they're taking a big L. And 2021 will serve as a way to make back those losses. Now, as it says, the seasons would stretch from January, which is usually late January that needs to be added. It's not like January 1st. It's usually like last week of January to July or August, obviously depending on its episode length. So shows like Flash, Superman and Lois, and Batwoman, which are all starting in January, would end around August. But then, of course, you would have shows like Supergirl and Legend of Tomorrow, which would probably start after that May mid-season, I guess, that was being referenced. But they could go deep into September, which is crazy, as then it seems that the seasons after that will start in October as per normal. That's what Mark Pedowitz is saying. So in 2021, we could only have like a month or so off from shows like The Flash. They could end in, you know, late August, then it's just September, and then they start in October. And so a month until their next season start, which is crazy. Not much of an off season. Honestly, it would be less of a break than we had between episodes 16 and 17, I think it was. Like a couple of months ago, which is crazy. Because usually that break is about 5 months, I think. May to October, yeah, about 4.5 months roughly, the break between seasons. But potentially this one could be a month roughly, which is just insane. Now, one concern that's come up, and I understand where it's coming from, is actor stress. This is one thing that people have said, like, okay, well, hold on, like, they're going to be filming so many episodes. However, it is important to remember they are getting a long break now. Even Grant Gustin was saying that they are probably getting like double the time they would normally be getting off. And yes, they can't go on holidays to, you know, Tahiti or wherever they're going for, but they're still having time off. And if you think about it, in the next month or two, restrictions are going to be off where they can just do whatever they want, really, as you normally would. So they'll still get a good enough break. They just won't be able to travel. But even then, next year, they probably wouldn't be able to travel either. It doesn't seem like travel's going to be back on the board next year anyway, or at least you'd still have to quarantine maybe. I don't know what they would do next year. I'm just speaking, you know, looking into the future. So a month shorter break is probably what they'll be getting after next season's filming. They usually get about like a 3-month break, so they'll probably get about like roughly a 2-month break, which is still a lot if you factor in that they're getting about a 6-month break now. 8 months over 2 years, I'd take it. Now, one thing I can see them doing, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, and I think it wouldn't surprise me if this comes out, is that only lead actors will be in every episode. Maybe the opposite gender lead. So obviously with Flash, Grant Gustin is the male lead, he's the lead of the show, so Candice Patton may be in every episode as well. However, it wouldn't surprise me if she's not in every episode, so we'll see characters take episodes off every few episodes just to ease the load on them, and it'll just be the lead actors. And even then, the lead actor might have an episode every 3 or 4 episodes where he's only in a bit of it. You know, I can see like every 3 or 4 episodes where the Flash or Grant only films for like 2 or 3 days. He might do a bit of filming just so he's in a bit more of the episode, but he won't be the main part of that episode. They might do like a sub-story with another character. People will complain, but I think just to ease stress and ease the load of actors, I can see them doing that. I mean, we've already seen on The Flash this season. Why do you think like Ralph, Caitlin, Cisco and stuff aren't in episodes that much? So the actors have a break. Even Candice, like she was in every episode, I think, but there was like multiple, like I think you probably get up to like 6 episodes or something where she's in like 3 minutes of the episode, if not less, like maybe like the end scene. So she wasn't even in that much of every episode in certain cases. So she had a good break as well. It was really just Grant. And then when you factor in he did Crisis as well, he had a pretty busy year. So he would be used to it already, but they've already started doing that with The Flash this season in particular. But obviously that's for us to wait and see. I'm sure we'll hear all about it in the lead up to when they start filming, and whether it's like September, October. or September or October. I don't think I even spoke English there properly. But speaking of October, the only DC TV show we have coming is, of course, Swamp Thing, which, of course, was on DC Universe. I might review it just because it'll give you stuff, and I wouldn't be... I'm sort of interested to see what they do on the CW in regards to censoring it, because it is pretty gory, and so not every episode's like overly gory, but there are certain episodes where you're like, okay, well, that's definitely pushing it. The CW would definitely not do this, so I'm intrigued to see what they do there. So I might do reviews on Swamp Thing, because I never reviewed it on the channel. Like, fun fact, I only watched the first 3 episodes, because it got cancelled after the first, and I thought, okay, I'll keep watching, and it was good, but it was good to the point where I didn't want to keep watching it because it had been cancelled, and I didn't want to be triggered. You know what I mean? But because it's on the CW, I might review it just because it's on there and it's content, but I'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like and it shows support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Do you think they'll actually end up filming the full season? I wouldn't be shocked if we get cut down to maybe like 16 if something happens. Or they film like the first handful of episodes and they realize, hold on, like, we're not going to get through all these episodes, there's too much going on, so they might cut it to 16, but I think we're going to get the majority. I think we'll get more than 13, like a lot of people are saying. I think we'll get up to like 16 or 18, but yeah, let me know if you think we'll get full, or do you think we'll cut down. Let me know your various opinions down there in the comments, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.